We've been talking about this throughout the past couple hours. A contentious hearing is going on Capitol Hill. The president of Planned Parenthood appearing before the House Oversight Committee to answer some questions about the handling of fetal tissue and organs and facing fire over the group's use of taxpayer funds for political activities.
What this is really all about, plain and simple, money and politics. Here's how it works. Politicians give money to Planned Parenthood, who give it back to politicians at election time, who get elected, and give it back to Planned Parenthood, who give it back to politicians who get elected, and the game plays on. In 2012, in that election cycle, Planned Parenthood spent almost $12 million in advertising. In fact, $11,874,052, 100% of that went to Democrats. Every penny, every single penny went to Democrats. No wonder they're defending this repulsive game.
Leslie Marshall is a syndicated radio talk show host and a blogger for the Huffington Post, and David Webb, host of the David Webb Show on Sirius XM Patriot, a columnist for The Hill, and both are Fox News contributors. Thank you for joining us. A lot is happening today.
Good morning, Heather.
Good morning. It is actually going on as we speak. Just moments ago, I'm told that Jason Chaffetz, as you see him questioning Cecile Richards there, he asked her about compensation, how much she specifically is compensated, and she says that she has a salary of $500,000 a year. Leslie, I'll let you start on this. Does it concern you, the money, how it is used, where it's used?
It concerns me as a taxpayer if the money is being used inappropriate or illegally. And I haven't seen any charges, and honestly, I don't think we're going to see any charges. That soundbite we just heard was about politics and money. I agree with that, but I don't agree 100% with why we have this political argument regarding money. We are a year out, just a little over a year out from a presidential election. Planned Parenthood is not what the majority of Americans care about, not what they want defunded, and this has definitely become almost an obsession for the Republicans. Well, if there are illegal use of funds, if there was profit over the selling of this fetal tissue, then charges need to be brought and perhaps it needs to be shut down, but I don't believe that will happen.
That's what they're talking about right now, a little bit more about the funding, where the money goes. Let's listen in.
You don't do mammograms, so if you... Go ahead.
I'm sorry,
you don't do mammograms, correct? There's like one or two places that doesn't, but you don't do mammograms.
If you would give me one moment to explain. Planned Parenthood is a women's health center, just like where I go for my breast exams every year. If you need a mammogram, you're referred to a radiological center, and that's how women actually receive their care. And we provide breast exams to, I can get you the numbers of how many hundreds of thousands of women received breast exams at Planned Parenthood last year. Has nothing to do with, I don't, again,
here's
you
the problem.
created this slide, I have no idea what it is.
Well, it's the reduction over the course of years in pink. That's the reduction in the breast exams, and the red is the increase in the abortions. That's what's going on in your organization.
This is a slide that has never been shown to me before. I'm happy to look at it, and but it absolutely does not reflect what's happening at Planned Parenthood.
You're going to deny that if we take those numbers out of your report?
I'm going to deny the slide that you've just shown me that no one has ever provided us before. We've provided you all the information about everything, all the services that Planned Parenthood provides, and it doesn't feel like we're trying to get to the truth here. You just showed me this. I'm happy to look at it.
I pulled those numbers directly out of your corporate reports.
Oh, excuse me. My loggers are informing me that the source of this is actually Americans United for Life, which is an anti-abortion group. So I would check your source.
Then we will get to the bottom of the truth of that. We'll now recognize Mr. Cummings for a generous 7 minutes.
So we're going to bring the panel back in, and David, I'll let you step into this in terms of the money, how it's spent, and you just heard a little bit more of the exchange there. What's your reaction?
Well, there's a couple of things here that matter, Heather. One, it's not the percentage that matters, it's where the money's applied. Start with the fundamental part of this. What percentage of abortions versus what percentage of women's services, that's not the real issue. It's that taxpayer dollars from Americans who have a genuine objection where money is fungible inside Planned Parenthood, and that has been certified as fact, should not be used to support something that many Americans don't support. The same is applied to the fetal tissue issue. Americans have a right, and we don't separate our tax dollars by religion, nor should we separate when it comes to the idea that your money should be used to go against something you object to. They're going to argue about the ratios in Washington, D.C., but the illegality that Leslie mentioned earlier is a big part of this issue. If in any way they are altering the method of abortion, if there is a profit motive, that is in violation of federal law. That should be dealt with. And frankly, our tax dollars as Americans, we have a say in that when we have deeply held religious beliefs.
And Leslie, you have the final say here. We only have about 30 seconds left.
David, I don't disagree with you on that. But then again, that's not what we're seeing here. If we're on a fact-finding mission, the facts are, because of the Hyde Amendment, federal funds do not go to the less than 3% of services that are abortion-related for Planned Parenthood. A third of their income comes from the federal funding, which goes to their Medicaid patients, which is the poorer population that need these women's services.
The money's fungible, Leslie, and you know that, and this is what's going on in Planned Parenthood. And if they want to really solve the problem, then
David,
separate into two entities.
David, if this was in a court of law, a judge would say that because this evidence was obtained almost via entrapment, if you will,
actually,
with edited video, not being informed
we
of
have to
being
wrap it up
Leslie,
now. But
as you were both speaking,
I took, David, we have to wrap it up. I took a look at their annual report, over 327,000 abortions last year. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.